This morning, that dramatic announcement from the Kremlin. Some Russian forces are pulling back from Ukraine's border, heading back to their bases. Russian media today showing tanks loading up on transport. This after Vladimir Putin, in a carefully choreographed appearance with his foreign minister, said diplomatic efforts to resolve the crisis should continue. But with as many as 150,000 Russian ground forces still near the Ukrainian border, tensions here remain high. The Russian military continues conducting massive drills across the border surrounding Ukraine, including these aerial drills conducted over Belarus, just north of Ukraine. The Pentagon warning that over the last several days, Putin has actually added to his military capabilities along the border.
He continues to advance his readiness should he choose to go down a military path here. Should he choose to invade again, he is doing all the things you would expect him to do to make sure he's ready for that option.
Citing the Russian threat here, the U.S. has closed its embassy in Kyiv and removed remaining personnel to the western Ukrainian city of Lviv, staff destroying classified material and equipment. Today, U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin travels to the region to meet with his NATO counterparts and reaffirm U.S. support, while Russia accuses the U.S. of hysteria.
So that's where we are. 150,000 troops, around Ukraine. Ukraine sitting there asking NATO for emergency, relief, not relief, but preparations for massive, casualties. Preparation with heavy equipment to remove debris and search and rescue operations and medical supplies, field hospitals, et cetera, large-scale emergency help. This is the first time Ukraine has asked NATO for anything. Anyway, I think this might be the real Jesse Ventura. It is? Okay. So Jesse Ventura has called us. I want to thank you for watching, Jesse. What can I do for you today?
Well, hi, Randy. Yeah, no, I watch you quite often. I'm a fan. I enjoy your program. But something's troubling me, and that is this.
Okay.
And nobody's talking about it. Now, first and foremost, let me state, I don't support any country invading any other country.
Okay.
Just as I oppose the United States invading Iraq.
Yep.
And that's what I'm getting to. 20 years ago, the United States did the identical same thing Putin is doing right now. We lined our military up, we invaded Iraq, we overthrew its government, and it was based upon what? Lies. Weapons of mass destruction, ties to Al-Qaeda, they did not exist. It was Colin Powell's worst day as a public servant that he has to go to his grave with now, and yet nobody is stating the fact that Putin is doing nothing different than what the United States did 20 years ago, which led us to what? Commit war crimes, and the people that expose those crimes, they're now going to go to jail instead of the war criminals that committed the crimes. Why is nobody in mainstream media talking about the fact that the United States did the same damn thing 20 years ago?
I don't know. I can't explain that to you. I mean, I honestly agree with everything you just said. I associate myself with all those remarks. I, totally was against the invasion of Iraq, but I was against Afghanistan too, because the people that were harboring Osama bin Laden, who was a Saudi, were Afghans. They were the Taliban, but really the perpetrator of 9/11 were the Saudi Arabians. Okay, so America has done these horrendous things, but how in the world is that, that's what the right wing has done with their war crimes and their lying to the American people about what WMD. And, I remember Colin Powell holding up the vial of anthrax. It was just.
Randy, you know what it cost me personally? I was opposed to the invasion of Iraq. I was the hottest thing. I just come out and MSNBC, Fox, and CNN got in a bidding war for me. MSNBC won. They had Phil Donahue on. They had brought him back. He was on at night. Mm-hmm. He likewise opposed the invasion of Iraq.
He got fired too.
They told him he was the highest rated show, and they wouldn't let me on.
Yeah, and I never got to work there either. And I was right down the block in New York, right? And they knew what my stance was, and I fought the whole torture.
But I mean, I signed a 3-year contract with them.
Yeah, it's pretty vile.
They essentially silenced me.
No, I know. I get it. I understand. We all suffered because of our anti-Iraq invasion rhetoric. I mean, I literally got, I don't know if you know this, but Khaki and Tootin, remember those contractors that were in Abu Ghraib that were literally torturing people, stripping them naked and piling them up pyramids and hooking them up to the electrodes and standing them on boxes. I mean, I was outraged because 7 low-ranking reservists went to Leavenworth and they were ordered to do that by contractors who got off scot-free. And when the Taguba report came out, and all the information came out, and Lieutenant General Janice Karpinski, who was in charge of the prisons in Iraq, and came out and said what's going on in Abu Ghraib is heinous, ugly, disgusting torture. She testified for me, but I got sued for $11 million, Jesse. For $11 million.
But getting back on track, Randy.
I'm just saying.
Is nobody speaking up saying the U.S. And why weren't there sanctions brought against us?
You know, it's one of those really disgusting.
It's called hypocrisy.
Yeah, it's one of those really disgusting hypocrisies that is part of American culture and American life, and that the same people that are supporting this unholy invasion into a country known as Ukraine that's trying just to live its life, that's just trying to clean itself up a little bit, is being held hostage by 150,000 strong military that has the dedication and the love of the right wing in the United States, just like when we went to invade Iraq. Remember, they were questioning our patriotism, yours, mine, Phil Donahue's, anybody that would speak up against this Iraq invasion. We were all penalized in our careers, in money, and sued and just abused, okay? And
I know it well. I got it right between the eyes.
So that's what I'm saying to you, that the right wing does this crap. It's what they do. They wave the flag when they're...
Wait a minute, though, Randy. It's Biden and all them now doing it.
Well, Biden's not going to invade. Biden's not going to...
No, he's not going to invade. Of course not. But... Putin's not going to invade either.
Well, that would be great.
I don't see it.
Well, listen, what I was talking about before you called was I was talking about the reasons Putin has in his head.
Yep, and you're dead on.
Right.
You're dead on.
And so that's what I was saying. It's a conundrum for him, right? He's at his moment of truth. He's 70 years old. He knows what his wet dream has been. And today is the day, or tomorrow is the day, or he could drag this out for another month, and make money off of the oil, which, obviously it's affecting the price. So...
Hey, Randy, easy on us 70-year-olds.
Oh, hey, I'm right behind you. I'm right there. So, what do you think I sit so far away from the camera?
Anyway, I want to thank you because nobody, they excuse me for the racist term, but they've blackballed me in mainstream media. They won't have me on. I can't get my message out at all, and it's been that way ever since I did conspiracy theory and they read me off on the floor of Congress.
Yeah, well, it's vile what goes on, Jesse. But, it all depends on who's doing the invading. Is it the Republicans, that are doing the invading? Then they get everybody to question our patriotism. I know you went to, SEAL school, didn't you?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm a Vietnam veteran. I graduated BUDS, Basic Underwater Demolition SEAL, Class 58.
Now, I'm just a little ground pounder from the Air Force, but that they question our patriotism from their little corner offices is really, it's just beautiful. But thank you for calling me.
Randy, I salute you for serving in the Air Force. What I did, I was a former competitive swimmer. I was a scuba diver when I was, 12 years old, and I watched...
Jesse,
do the movie The Frog Man.
I'm up against the break. God love you. Thank you. Thank you. Don't have time to listen to the live show? Want to hear more on your schedule? Go to randyrhodes.com and buy a stinking podcast.